Hi, welcome back to Kansas City Barbecue. Today we're going to be preparing a classic American grilled barbecue chicken. I'm going to show you 3 different variants. One's a healthy choice, one is our classic Lataga style barbecue, and then we're going to go a little bit crazy and show you a deluxe grilled chicken sandwich. Okay, so once we get all of our chicken prepared, we're going to get it out to the charcoal grill. We use a charcoal grill because it adds more flavor to the actual chicken, and we don't use gas because it has a tendency to add some chemical flavor to the chicken. So as soon as we get finished, we'll go out to the grill and we'll show you how we get this done. So for our Lataga style chicken and our grilled chicken breast sandwich, as well as our healthy variant, we like to use boneless, skinless, white meat chicken breasts. We think it adds the best flavor, and we also like the way that it cooks really evenly on the charcoal grill. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna first clean our chicken and then we'll start preparing. When we're cleaning our chicken breasts, just take them out. We want to unfold them so that the tenderloin is spread out. Rinse them off, shake off that extra water, and put them in our bowl. And we're all set to start with the marinade now. Okay, so now that we're finished cleaning our chicken, we're gonna get started with the marinade, and I'm gonna once again ask my assistant Andre to come in, and he's gonna demonstrate how we do the marinade for the Lataga chicken.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? So, in order to prepare our Lataga style chicken, we need a marinade. And it doesn't have to soak for overnight, just a couple hours, but it just adds a little bit of flavor. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the chicken, right, and we're gonna add some Worcestershire sauce. And you don't need to use a measuring tool for it. You just want to add a few splashes, just a few splashes. Then we're going to get some of our yellow mustard, and we're going to add some of this in using a spoon. Then after that, we'll add a little bit of chili powder, pepper, and garlic.
And then mix them up.
And mix it all up real good. Okay. Okay, so we add the Worcestershire sauce. Now we need to add some yellow mustard. Just take 3 spoonfuls. There you go. Just throw that on there. All right, good deal. And now what you want to do is take, I use the 15 milliliter. And you're going to get some chili powder.
How much?
Just one scoop.
Just one.
One
full?
Scoop. One full scoop. Make it a good scoop. There you go. Sprinkle that on there. And then 1 full scoop of your pepper. There you go. 1 full scoop of garlic. All right. And about half a scoop of salt. There you go. All right. Now you get to get your hands in there and start stirring it all up and get it all good mixed. We want to make sure that each one of the chicken breasts is coated all the way across. And again, this isn't a really wet marinade, it's a dry marinade. And we'll let it sit for about 2 hours before we put it on the grill. See, those are nice and good. And now we're set to put this in the refrigerator, and we'll wait for a couple hours, and then we'll head out to the grill. All right, so for our healthier style variant, we have a different sort of ingredients we use. These are low in sodium because we want the chicken breast, which is already high in protein and low in fat, to be as healthy as possible. And this will please some of your guests that are trying to watch their waistline. So, Andre, let's mix these ingredients together and add them to our chicken. You can start with adding some ground pepper. I suggest using just the smallest 5 milliliter.
Full.
Yes, so a full amount of that, and just sprinkle that on there. Okay. And then you're going to add a larger amount of this is the dried mustard powder. There you go. Add that on. Okay. And a same amount of garlic. Yeah, that's good. There you go. Add that in there. And we're going to wait to add the rosemary and the lemon until after you mix these together. So go ahead and get your hands in there and mix it all together. I would try rubbing it a little bit, like we do with our rub. And what this is going to do is just add some flavor without adding too many calories. There you go. Getting a nice coating on there. And once you have it coated good, then you can spread that out. Make sure it's everywhere. Now, we add the lemon. Good coating all over across. We add the lemon later because we want the powder to soak into the meat, but we want the lemon to add some additional flavor on top. So spread those out. And then the last thing that we're going to add is we're going to sprinkle some of the rosemary over the top. So just get a couple fingers full and just sprinkle it over the top. Not too much. It's just adding a little bit of flavor. And I'll help flip these over for you.
Thank you.
There you go. That's perfect. All right, so now we'll get those into the refrigerator, and then we'll add them on the grill at the same time with our other variants. Cooking American barbecue is all about time and temperature. You can prepare meat in hundreds of different ways, but if your grill or your smoker isn't at the right temperature, or you don't have your timing correct, you can ruin all your hard work. This is why we prefer to use charcoal and wood chips instead of gas. All right, so our temperature on our grill is now set for our chicken breasts. Again, with chicken, you want to cook low and slow. And so what we've done is we've kept our temperature down. We're going to leave the hood up so that our chicken doesn't get too hot. One of the biggest problems with chicken is it tends, if you have too hot a temperature, it'll tend to burn on the bottom side. And what you want is a nice even cook all the way through the chicken so that it stays nice and moist and is really tender and it retains all that flavor. So Andre has brought out our chicken that we prepared earlier. And so this is the Lataga style chicken that we use. So I'm going to go ahead and place it on the grill. And I'm going to be very careful with the tenderloin. This is this soft part at the end. The tenderloin is one of the best parts of the chicken. And it's great for people who don't have a big appetite. And it's also great for children because it's not so big. And so they can just eat the tenderloin, which this one came apart. So what we'll do is we'll keep an eye on it, make sure that our grill's not too hot, and we'll keep it rotated from hot parts of the grill to cooler parts. All right, now these are our healthy choice chicken. You see the rosemary on top. And so again, we're going to keep it away from the chicken that has the sauce because we're trying to keep these healthier, low in sodium, low in fat. And of course, our rubs and our sauces aren't probably the healthiest items on the menu, but they are tasty. We're going to let these sit here for a little bit. What we're going to wait to do is in several minutes, we'll start to see the white around the edges of the chicken. And as we see that white approach, then we'll start to rotate the chicken. And we'll come back and check on this in several minutes. But again, Chicken's low and slow, so this is a longer process. Don't be in a hurry to finish your chicken. Take your time, relax, and let your grill do the work. All right, so we're back, and we've noticed that some of our chicken is getting these white edges around the sides here, and so once we see that whiteness coming, we know it's time to rotate the chicken. So we'll start over here, and I'm just going to flip it straight over. You see how the grate marks there. We want to see that it's nice and seared on one side, but it's not fully cooked. We want it to cook nice and slow. So we just flip those over one time. And you notice I spread them out. Unlike when we cook chicken wings or chicken with bones in it. Since this is boneless, we want to spread it out because we want the heat to come around the chicken. We don't want it to be trapped underneath because it will burn the underside of the chicken. And so we're going to go ahead and let those cook a little bit longer. The temperature outside has started to drop, so I'm going to go ahead and close this up so that we can preserve some heat. And then we'll come and check on them again in about 5 minutes. So our chicken's been cooking pretty good. We had already turned it, as we watched earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a test and see where we're at. Again, we want to be at 65 degrees Celsius internal temperature so it's safe to eat. So I'm just going to test to see where we're at. So it's staying about 54. It's not quite ready. But because these are close, and some of them are probably really close to 45 degrees, because they're getting close on temperature, we're going to go ahead and add sauce. So I have some of our sweet and spicy sauce here. We're going to add some sauce on the outside. And again, this is our Lataga chicken is what we're putting the sauce on now. And the Lataga chicken is, we started this a few years ago. About 5 years now I've been doing a barbecue at Lake Lataga with many of my friends, and they all were interested in seeing how Americans do barbecue, and so I started off doing chicken out there, and since then our barbecues at Lataga have grown. This last year we had over 100 people came out for the barbecue, and the barbecues have been a nice place for people to meet people and make new friends, and you know, I've made some of my best friends ever at our barbecues. So that's where the Lataga chicken gets its name. But most of the recipes are from the United States. We're just using the Russian ingredients to try to get the same flavors. The temperature is not quite even, so we'll take these areas that are the hottest. We're going to move these healthy pieces off to the side away from the sauced pieces. You can hear the sizzling, so it's hot, but again, it's not so hot that it's burning the chicken. You notice that it's got good color, but it's not getting burnt. And this is the idea of keeping your temperatures low and cooking your chicken slow, because we want all the juices to be locked in. We don't want them to burn, and we don't want the chicken to get really dry, because then it's not so tasty. So now that we have this flipped over, we're going to add some more sauce on the other side. And again, this is our Jerry's sweet and spicy. This is a Kansas City style barbecue sauce. It starts sweet when you first take a bite, but as you finish chewing, you're going to start to feel a little bit of spice in your mouth. And this is a Kansas City style of barbecue sauce. On some of our other recipes, we use the Sweet Memphis Marina, and this is it's a honey style barbecue sauce, and it's sweeter. It's not very spicy. It's more traditional, and it still has lots of flavor. But again, it doesn't have the same spice level as the Kansas City Sweet and Spicy. We also have a third variant of our sauce, and this is called West Texas Summer. Now this is a extremely spicy sauce, and we're not using it today, but if you go to our website, you'll be able to order some if you like, to try something with a big kick to it. And it's one of the spicier sauces that you can purchase here in St. Petersburg, maybe in all of Russia for that matter. But there we go. So now we got some sauce on here. Now we're going to go ahead and check our temperature again, see where we're at. You never want to hurry or rush your chicken. Let the chicken take its time to cook. Just make sure you have enough heat underneath that you're keeping it hot. Because if you try to cook it too fast, you're just going to ruin it. And you spend a lot of time prepping it in the kitchen. So you see the thickest piece on the whole grill. He's at 65. I'm going to close up the grill and I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes, and then we'll get Andre out here with the tray and we'll start unloading the grill, and we'll start eating. It's going to be yummy stuff. All right, so we're back. We gave it a couple minutes. I'm going to open up the lid here and take a look, see what our chicken's looking like. We already know we're up to temperature on the chicken breast, but just to be sure, I'm gonna give a stab. So it's sitting about 66. So there's our alarm telling us he's hot enough. So that means all of our chicken's good enough to eat. No one's gonna get sick. That's always a priority. But we made a couple for sandwiches, and this is our chicken deluxe sandwich. It's kind of spicy. So we have a little bit of bacon that we added on the grill here to heat it up. We're going to throw a couple pieces of bacon on a few of the Lataga chicken breasts. We throw that on there, and then we're going to add a slice of cheese over the top of them, and that's going to melt right over the bacon onto the chicken. And then we're going to move these other slices of Lataga chicken. Perfect color. It's not really black, just charcoal. And again, the black that you do see is not really the chicken, but it's actually the sauce. And so they have really good color. You can smell it. Unfortunately for you, you're not here. You can't smell how good this is right now, but let me tell you, it's absolutely fantastic. It's making me really hungry. And what you're going to notice is that when we start to eat these, they're going to be nice and juicy on the inside, but fully cooked all the way through. Now, if you ever aren't sure about your temperature, one thing you can do, and you don't want to do a lot of this, but just take a knife, and if you don't have a digital thermometer like we do, if you cut inside, spread the chicken apart, if you see a lot of pink inside, then it means it's not done. What we have here is we have white all the way through. And the reason I say don't do this often is if you do this, all the juices will run out of the chicken. So we want to only do this when we're a little unsure about temperature. But this one's clearly done. It's nice and white in the middle. You can see that there. It's nice and white in the middle, really juicy. It's ready to eat. Fantastic. Lots of juice inside, fully cooked on the outside. These chicken deluxe versions are ready. We'll sit them off to the side and we'll put them on a bun when we get back inside. And if you're careful, you won't make too many marks right on the cheese. So we're all set. Now it's time to eat. Let's get this chicken inside and feed some people. All right, so we're back. All of our food is right here. You can see we had a great result. This is what happens when you take some time to prepare and make sure that everything's done right. Our Healthy Choice chicken looks fantastic. This has a little bit of rosemary on top. Looks great. We're serving everything with coleslaw. Our Lataga chicken is here. And then, of course, we have our chicken deluxe burger with the cheese on top. I'm going to add a little bit of sauce just on top of that. Give it a little bit of extra pow. And we're ready to eat. Okay, don't forget, follow us on YouTube. Make sure you like the video, share it with your friends. And we hope to see you next time when we look at other American authentic barbecue recipes.